I sat at my sturdy oak desk, willing a creative spark to caress my brain, without much luck. Writer's block had encased me for over a week now in its merciless hold, and my next book was promised to be completed by next week. I sighed, sparking up another cigarette and staring blankly at the unfinished novel on my screen. You'd assume with 2 novels and a mini-series of books already published that I'd be better at this by now. But the stress and deadlines from my publishers have sucked all the creative energy out of me. My self-loathing was interrupted by a soft knock at my apartment door, forcing me out of my anxious void. I pull myself off the leather chair and walk towards the door, expecting to be greeted by my roommate who'd forgotten his keys again. But instead, I opened the door to find nobody. I turn my head left and right, perplexed by this lack of presence, and am about to close the door when I notice a small gift bag on the floor. Oh, fan mail, I mutter to myself, almost mustering a smile. What's a failing artist without their petite clan of dedicated followers? I picked up the bag and retreated back inside. I peek inside the bag, willing it to be something alcoholic, or at the bare least, not dog crap. A beige, circular object peeked back at me. I reached in to inspect it, holding it up. It was a wooden carousel decorated with jet black horses. Underneath it was a winding mechanism. A music box. How unusual, I thought to myself, carrying the carousel back with me to my desk. Well, let's see if a soft tune can ignite my mind. I began winding the bass, setting it down next to my laptop to hear an unfamiliar, distorted melody. Guess it's broken, I sigh. At least we have that in common. Hey, are you okay? I slowly opened my eyes, the lamp in the living room burning my eyes like the sun. I just got home from work and you were on the floor. What happened? My roommate Graham knelt beside me, a look of genuine concern on his face. Huh? I spluttered, feeling groggy and confused. Graham helped me to the sofa where he gently guided me down. Have you eaten today? How long were you out? Graham asked. I glanced at the clock, rubbing my neck. About 3 hours? Graham walked to the kitchen to pour me a glass of water. You need to take better care of yourself, he told me sternly. You get yourself stressed out and you don't eat or sleep. It's not good for you. Graham forbade me from using my laptop for the rest of the evening, insisting I instead have a bath while he prepares us dinner. We sat opposite each other at our small dining room table, eating quietly. I broke the silence with the usual question of, how was work? Graham sighed, pushing his pasta around his plate with his fork. It was crap. The boss was a jerk to me all day and the customers were horrible as ever. I swear I could kill the lot of them and burn the place down if it didn't pay the bills. We both laughed. So what about you? Surely something interesting happened to you besides passing out for hours? Graham teased. I shrugged. I got some weird fan mail earlier. Well, I assume it's from a fan anyways. It's that strange carousel music box on my desk. I don't know what it plays. Some warp sound or something. Maybe must just be some broken thing someone didn't want. That's bizarre, Graham replied as we continued eating. I went to bed not long after dinner, per Graham's instruction. I actually woke up feeling rather refreshed, an unusual occurrence for me. I stretched, got dressed, and headed into the kitchen for my morning coffee. Beverage in hand, I sauntered over to my computer desk and tried to conquer the writer's block with a new, fresh outlook on the day. I see a small post-it note stuck to the corner of my desk and pluck it from its position. Morning, I took that carousel thing into work to see if I could fix it on my break. Don't overdo it today. See you tonight. I smile, placing the note back down and taking a moment to appreciate Graham while my laptop booted up. An email from my editor instantly flashed up on my screen. Oh, great, I muttered as I opened it. He's going to be on my case about getting this thing finished. My eyebrows raised as I began to scan the email. Whoa, that's early for your deadlines. Nice work for getting it done in time. It's quite a bit Well, darker than your usual stuff, but I'm sure we can make it work with some editing, maybe. I don't really understand why you've gone down this route, but we can fix it. Just leave it with me and don't send any drafts to the publisher until we can figure this out, okay? What? I say out loud, and I'm about to reply when an email from my publisher pops up. Hello, we received your final copy of your recent novel, and we must say we don't find it appropriate. The content seems very violent and personally threatening. And upon further discussion, it is with great sadness that we must terminate your contract with us. This is very unfortunate, as we have enjoyed working with you and had high hopes for your upcoming work. We wish you well in the future. My heart felt like it was in my throat. And I began reaching for my phone to call them and explain how this must be some sort of mistake. When I noticed the file I'd attached. It was dated yesterday, around the time I'd assumed I was unconscious. The story that I'd once had written on the page about a fantasy medieval world was gone, and in its place was a vulgar, graphic slew of the detailed methods on how I wanted to torture each individual publisher in the company. I felt sick to my stomach as I read the disgusting ways I was harming them, committing unmentionable violent attacks on the staff. I pushed my computer chair back and got up shakily to find my phone, desperate to fix this and find who was responsible. On my way to my room, I noticed the gift bag still on the floor by the living room table. There was a note inside which I hadn't seen yesterday. I reached down and pulled it out, reading the handwritten note. With this device, all your thoughts can come true. An artist can paint whatever image is in their mind. A chef can cook any dish they envision. A writer can put to words all the thoughts scattered in their head. But be cautious. Not all thoughts should be let into this world. My eyes widened as I pieced together what this meant. I drop the note and run from my room to my phone, but a loud knock at the door stops me in my tracks. I walk to the door, heart pounding, to find 2 police officers stood in the doorway. "We're looking for Graham Opson. We understand this is his residence?" One of them tells me sternly. Yes, he lives here, but he's not here. He's at work. Why? What's wrong? I splutter, barely able to get the words out. The officers exchange a look before glancing back at me. I step aside and tell them to look around. They do so, and within 10 minutes, we're all stood in the living room with me firmly asking what is going on and if Graham is okay. One of the officers let out a sigh. Mr. Opson is wanted for the murder of several people and the arson of his workplace. We've been tracing him on CCTV for an hour, but he's managed to escape. If you see him or he makes contact, please let us know. The officers left soon after, and I sat on the sofa in a daze for what must have been hours. I snapped back to reality when I heard a key in the door. It was Graham. Evening. Sorry I'm late. I woke up passed out in the woods for some reason. Maybe one of my stupid coworkers spiked my soda, or maybe what you had yesterday is some sort of virus that I caught. Graham walked into the living room and perched on the sofa next to me. You all right? You look a bit pale. Maybe we both just need some time off. Oh, by the way, I didn't have any luck fixing that music box. It really does sound distorted, though, doesn't it? I hope you don't mind, but I gave it to a coworker who left at lunchtime. He's good with these sorts of things and might get it working. Lucky dude booked half the day off for his kid's birthday party. Anyways, should we get takeout tonight? Man, I'd kill for some fried chicken. Thanks so much for listening, guys. A quick shout out to my patrons. Kevin Kess, Sabiel Eclipse, 055555, Cormac Wells, Amara, Matthew Steiner, Cupcake Hips, Alonzo, Mr. Sankofa, Michael Milburn, Kozak, Icy Narrates, Jesse Hartley, Eric Cifuentes, Andreas Anderson London, Lawrence Wallen, Geek Sanctuary, Melissa Perez, and this guy. That is someone's actual username. I love that. Thanks again so much for watching, guys. If there's anything you would like me to pray for, I would love to know how I can be praying for you. I hope you have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video.